Hey everyone, welcome to part 5 of this Crisis Core Reunion Trophy Guide. We're going to be covering the entirety of Chapter 5 in this video, including all of the main and side content, and all of the related trophies that can be found in Chapter 5. If you're enjoying this series, please give this video a like, and also subscribe for more. With that being said, let's dive right into it.
Come on, pick up.
Who are you calling?
Sephiroth. I just can't seem to get a hold of him.
Oh, haven't you heard? Word is, Sephiroth has shut himself inside the data room. In the data room, communication devices are strictly prohibited. It's no wonder you can't reach him.
The data room?
Apparently, he's researching the history of the Shinra Science Department.
Oh. Aerith, what's up?
Question. When are you going to make it for me?
Make what? No!
The flower wagon. You forgot?
No, of course I didn't. Hold on, I'm coming.
We're going to start off this video by going after what some people consider to be one of the more difficult trophies in this game, but honestly, I didn't think it was that bad. It does have to do with squats, which if you play the other more recent Final Fantasy games, you'll know that the squat mini games are not that much fun, but this one is a whole lot easier than that, and I'll show you kind of the right way to do it. It didn't really take me that long at all to do it. So starting off, what we're going to do is head over to this training room, and we're going to go inside. Once we're here, there's going to be a couple researchers. We need to talk to the one straight ahead of us. I'm just going to talk to the one on the left right now, just to see a little bit more of the story stuff. But then we're going to ultimately talk to the one who is standing next to him, and he is the one who will initiate the mini game for doing all of the squats. So let's talk to him.
Today, we are going to test your physical fitness. It's important that we make accurate evaluations of your abilities, so make sure you're ready. Ready for your physical fitness test?
We can see the instructions if we say, how am I going to be tested? So what happens is that you will be paired up against another Shinra soldier, and you'll have to do squats, and your goal is to do more squats than the other person. All you have to do is press triangle at the right time, and that's going to be when you duck down, and when you're kind of at the bottom of that squat, that's when you press triangle. If you screw up, then what's going to happen is you'll have to take a little bit of a break, but this first round is just really good practice. You can see that I kind of missed it there and had to restart, but you want to press your triangle button right when you get down to the bottom of the squat, kind of when your hands are swinging from the bottom and then going forward. That's the right time to do it. You can kind of hear the beeps as we go along when we do it properly. Now what happens is that once you do 5 squats properly in a row, you'll speed up, and there are actually 4 stages that you have to go through. My advice is when you get that little cutscene, stop pressing the button, because if you keep up with that same rhythm, you're actually going to hit the button too fast and fail. So wait, you'll get a free squat in, and then just treat it like you're beginning again. You'll just have to go slightly faster the next time around. This first round is super easy. You can see even with my multiple failings, I still definitely won. So use this as your practice to kind of get the feeling down, and then using the second round, you can practice that a little bit more as you head into the tougher third and fourth rounds. But the timing does get easier overall.
All hail soldier! That was quite the squat performance.
We get a little recap of our performance here. We did 34 squats that round, and our record is 0 because we haven't done that before. And we get a new record, the quadriceps of steel, and we gain the Shinra lunch cart specs that is very necessary for an upcoming trophy. We'll challenge our next opponent, and this one will be slightly more difficult, but again, it's pretty easy. Just use this as a warm-up phase. Even if you fail, it doesn't matter because you can just retry it with no consequence. So let's keep going. I'm going to not talk the whole way through. Just remember to always be hitting that triangle button when your arms are swinging through, kind of at about the same time that your hands get to the point where it matches the more shiny strip on the floor right behind Zach's feet. So just use that kind of as your guide and listen to the cues as you go along, and it should be pretty simple. The opponent ends with 29 squats, so as long as you get 30 or more, you should be good.
Yes, a good match. You're a worthy opponent.
We got 47 squats, and our previous record was 34, so we blew that away. We get a new record set, and we also get the Shinra Ceramic, another item for a trophy. Let's go ahead and challenge our next opponent. Slightly tougher than the last one, but we should be able to take it on. This is going to be a Soldier 3rd class. Just remember to press the triangle button when you go down and your arms are beginning to swing forward by that shiny strip on the ground right behind Zach's feet. And you want to stop whenever you get that little cutscene, because like I said earlier, if you hit triangle in that same rhythm, you're going to fail. Even with a failure or two, you should still be okay. You just want to try to get up to stage 3 of the speed at least, and maintain that for a bit. So if you can get up to there and even go into that 4th stage and hold on to that for a little while, you should definitely have enough to beat this Soldier 3rd class. That was by no means perfect on my part, but we still won. Our opponent got 42, so 43 or more is what we're looking for.
Very impressive, Zach. I knew I couldn't beat you.
We barely set a new record that time with 49 squats. The record doesn't really matter, you just have to win. And then we also get the Shinra Treads, which we need for a trophy. Well, let's take on our final opponent. This is going to be a Soldier 2nd class, and he is the toughest one and the final one we need to beat. This is a perfect round, so I'll let you just listen to all the beeps as we do this.
Yeah, I'm getting pumped. Yeah, I'm getting pumped. Yeah, I'm getting pumped.
Well, as far as squats go, you're unbeatable. What can I say? I'm impressed.
The opponent ended with 54 squats. I got 68. I only needed 55 though, so you don't need a perfect run, but it needs to be nearly perfect to get that. We got the Shinra Soldier as well as the Shinra Squats Champion trophy for completing this minigame and all 4 of our opponents. If you want to keep going, you can keep challenging your opponents, but it doesn't really matter. You just get the option at this point of who you want to go against. But there's no real reason to do that, so I'm just going to quit and get out of here. Now what we're going to do is to turn around and leave this training room. Now that we're back out here, what we want to do is go ahead and save the game, just because we collected a lot of those cart parts for defeating the different opponents. So we're just going to save the game now, and we are coming in at a time of 7 hours and 52 minutes. So just under 8 hours at this point. And now we're going to do some of those missions. So let's go into the first one here. It's going to be mission 1-3-1, Next Generation Weapons. We're going to be focusing on using our Hellfire spell. It really speeds things up here. Not only does it do a lot of damage, but also it can inflict instant death on things, which you know, how could that not be fast if things instantly die as soon as they touch this? So now we're just going to run straight forward and then over toward the left-hand side. We can follow this path around. The dotted red line will allow you to abort the mission if you run through it, so don't interact with that, just kind of use that as your guide to run around here. We're going to Hellfire Raga these guys, and that mission is complete. As a reward, we get an Assault Twister materia, and we're going to now dive into the next mission. We just unlocked mission 1-3-2, and this one's called New Mechanical Weapons. It's a 4-star rank, but we can do this one very simply. From the start, you can see our opponent straight ahead of us. We're just going to run along the right-hand side, and that will allow us to skip some fights and pick up this treasure chest on the right with an X potion in it. Now run around here and get into a fight with this enemy. He is actually weak to Blizzard, so I can hit him with some Dark Blizzaras, and he's going to go down real fast. And at this point, I did get up to level 26. As a reward, we get a Cura materia, and that completes this mission. We just unlocked mission 1-3-3. Let's dive into that one, called To Quash Genesis's Forces. It is a 4-star ranked mission. We're back in the Wastelands. Let's run forward, hugging the right side wall, and we're going to go around here and then just kind of take this corner wide, and we will get out into this main section. You'll see a treasure chest directly ahead of us, so if you want to, you can run forward and grab that one, but it's not really necessary. I'm just going to hit this enemy with a little bit of magic, and then he's going to be gone. Let's continue on down the path and grab this treasure chest. When you open it up, inside you'll find that it contains a Blizzaga materia. And now we're going to go over toward the left-hand side, seeing one of these little mechanical enemies, and he's joined by a much bigger friend. We can just Hellfire Raga these guys. They go down really fast. That's going to complete our mission, and we're going to get our reward. In this case, it's going to be a Thundaga materia, so we got both Blizzaga and Thundaga from this one mission. We also unlock mission 1-3-4. Let's jump into that one real quick. It's going to be called Experiments Gone Wrong. We start very close to the objective. As you run forward, you may get into a fight with this chain machine, but we can take him out with just a little bit of magic. And then all you have to do is basically run toward the left of the starting point. In this case, it's just straight forward because I was already facing that way. And we're going to get into a fight with the objective here, the needle machine. He's weak against Blizzard, but we can also just hit him with Hellfire Ragas, and 2 of those take him out and will earn us our reward, the River Chocobo Armlet. The next mission that we're going to take on is mission 1-3-5, and this one is called Robots in the City. Once again, our objective is just straight ahead of us. You can see him floating way in the background there. If you run along the left-hand side, you can grab this treasure chest. It contains a Mountain Chocobo Armlet, and then we're going to circle around and attack the enemy. You can see the other treasure chest on the right side if you want to grab that one, but there's no real reason to if you don't want to. A few Hellfire Ragas will take care of these guys, and then this mission's going to be over. We get the Gravigut materia, which is like the Gravity materia, except instead of doing 1/4 of the enemy's health, it does half of the enemy's health, so much stronger. Let's dive into the next mission, which is mission 1-3-6. This one's called A Director's Request. Back in the mines, we're very close to our objective. Run forward and a little bit toward the right. You'll go along the right-hand side, and we're going to pick up this treasure chest along the way. It's going to contain the Kiraga materia. Now just keep following the path around toward the right. You're going to do just a big loop here, and you'll see our objective is a new kind of enemy. It's these proto-power heads. Stay mobile with this fight though, because their attacks can really mess you up. So hit them with the Hellfire Raga, roll out of the way, and then hit them again, and they'll go down pretty quickly. For defeating these enemies, we get the crystal bracelet as an accessory, and that mission is accomplished. We unlocked mission 1-4-1. If we have a look at it, we'll see that it's actually a 6-star ranked mission, so we're not going to do that just yet. We'll hold off and take on those at a later time. Let's instead go to mission 2-2-1, Slums of Midgar, a much easier 3-star mission. The enemy is directly in front of us again, so we're just going to run over there and then attack him.
Activating combat mode.
These enemies are going to be weak to ice, so I'm going to hit them with some Dark Blizzara, and 2 well-timed Dark Blizzaras are enough to take out these enemies and will reward us with the Assault Twister materia. We've gained a couple of those so far, and we can actually use them in a later part to make our materia a lot stronger, and so you'll see me do that actually in part 6. Now let's go over to mission 3-1-6 called Midgar Defense Operations. We're inside the Shinra building, and this time we are actually quite far away from where our opponent is. So we're just going to kind of hug the right side wall as we go along, skipping over these paths that go down. We're just going to go forward. Luckily, the enemies around here are pretty weak, so we can take them out with just a little bit of magic or some standard attacks. They're going down really fast. Now we're going to continue forward and then turn toward the left at the end of the hallway. This is the final hallway that we need to take, so we'll run along the right-hand side, and there's going to be the enemy up ahead here. So this guy is not too terribly difficult. We're just going to keep hitting him with our Dark Firaga, and he'll be gone along with his friends, the G Assailants. So this G Warrior, it can use twin kicks that do very little damage to us, and he goes down without much of an effort at all. And that will reward us with the missable accessory. That completed a whole chain of missions, so now we're going to go down to mission 4-2-6, the 5 Saints of Wutai. Now this is a lot more difficult than what we have fought before. It is a 6-star mission, and it actually requires a little bit of work and change to our equipment to make this go properly. I had to try this one a few times to get it to work, but we're just going to run around toward the left first and then circle back and grab the treasure chest. If you go the opposite way, you'll have to get into a fight. So now we're going to go forward, and before we engage with the first enemy, we're going to change up our equipment a little bit. I'm going to take off the barrier materia, and instead I'm going to put on gravity, not Graviga. That one uses up a little bit too much MP. And then I'm going to switch out our steel materia for a jump materia. That's really useful for dodging these enemies' attacks. Now let's go get in a fight.
You face Crescent Unit's first spear, Primus. You shall not go any further.
Activating combat mode.
These guys are really dangerous up close, but they are pretty easy at a distance. So just make sure that you keep your distance. Hit them with a couple gravities so that we take away 9,999 health from them. And then once that kind of starts to get weakened off, then we can attack them with Hellfire Raga. If you see that they start to do their anesthetic missile or something, jump over that. You kind of want to wait until their attack name comes up, and then you want to use your jump. That will grant you invincibility to go right over that attack. You don't want to be hit by any of their attacks. Now what I want to do is to actually go down, and I can use a couple ethers to get all of my MP back, and then go attack the next opponent.
You face Crescent Unit's 4th spear, Quartus. Welcome to your death.
Activating combat mode.
Although these guys do all have different names, their strategy is basically the same. They're going to try to get up in your face and do a lot of damage. They'll try to use anesthetic missile in order to inflict stop on you and do a little bit of damage. So the main thing is just to keep your distance again, hit them with some of those gravities. You can jump over their attacks when you see their attack name pop up, or just hit them with a bunch of Hellfire Ragas when they're low on health, and they're going to go down without much of a problem. Then just go back into your inventory, use some ethers to get all of your MP back, find another enemy, and take him out.
You face Crescent Unit's 2nd spear, Secundus.
You shall regret that you ever stepped foot on this land.
Activating combat
Different
mode.
enemy, same tactic. Make your distance, hit them with some gravities, and then you want to jump over their attacks. This is kind of interesting. I got 2 Kate sits, but it ultimately failed, and so now I get a dud. That could have gone real bad for me if the enemy was any closer and could have attacked me while I was getting back up. Again, we're just keeping our distance, jumping over that anesthetic missile, hitting him with gravities or with Hellfire Ragas, and then he goes down pretty easily. I did actually run out of MP, so I had to use one of my ethers. I just had to hit the R2 button to move my item over to the ether and then hit circle to restore a little bit of MP, and that's enough to allow me to keep casting magics, lowering his health, and then finishing him off with that Hellfire Raga. If you see them beginning to cast Kiraga, quickly hit them with a Hellfire Raga that will distract them, and then they won't get that heal. Now that that fight's over, we're going to go into our inventory, use a few more ethers to get all of our MP back, and then find another opponent around here, which again is the exact same tactics as before.
You face Crescent Unit's 3rd Spear, Tertius. Here is where you'll draw your last breath.
Activating combat mode.
Man, I love it when it works out so perfectly like that. Now, of course, we just have to go into our inventory, give ourselves a little bit more MP, and then we're going to go find the final opponent just around the corner. The 4 of the other ones are kind of separated in a square shape in a large circular room, and the last one is down this hallway around to the side. You can see he's standing right in front of us. I'm going to quickly go into my inventory, use a potion just to heal up a little bit from that last fight, and now we're going to go and initiate a combat with him.
You face Crescent Unit's 5th Spear, Quintus. I will make certain that you meet your doom today for all of my fallen brethren. And Wutai's glory, die!
Activating combat mode.
There we go, another no damage fight for us. For completing this mission, we get the mail address for Wutai's secret shop, and a new shop is available for us. And it actually has something that we want. So we're going to, now that we're outside again, go into our menu, and then we're going to scroll down to the shops option. And inside there, we'll see Wutai Secret Shop. You can see that there's the Hellfire Raga, Blizzaga, Thundaga, all that stuff. But most importantly is Aerial Drain. It works a lot like the jump that we just did, but it also steals health from the enemy. So when we inflict damage, we also heal for that amount of damage, which is great for not only dodging attacks, but also for healing ourselves at the same time. So I'm going to take off the normal jump and instead put on Aerial Drain. We also get plus 20% HP just for equipping Aerial Drain, which is a nice perk. I'm now going to save the game because we're going to leave this area and we're going to unlock a few more missions. So let's start by heading out over toward where the elevators are. They're really just in the opposite corner from where we started at the save point. And once we get close, we will get a new mail from Consul. So once you've got that, now interact with the elevator and go to the entrance. The first mission to unlock is very close by. Just run to the right and talk to the Shinra trooper up here.
An inspection team from a new Mako reactor site is coming to Midgar to see our operations, sir. However, inspections have been made difficult due to the presence of monsters in the area surrounding Midgar, sir.
I'm a little concerned about my comrades assigned to escort the team, sir.
Okay, now let's run down the stairs and then immediately turn toward the left. There's going to be a man and woman standing here. Let's talk to the man.
Question. Do you know what is needed for Shinra to keep growing? I will tell you what we need. It is Midgar's urban development.
Though known as the world's greatest commercial hub, Midgar still has problems that need to be addressed, like urban decay beneath the plate, and the ever-increasing Mako energy consumption rate.
We at the City Planning Department are fully committed to improving the lives of Midgar citizens. But, as we are not a military department, we find some problems to be out of our hands. Could Soldier provide assistance?
I see. Midgar's urban development, huh? I'd be happy to help you guys. Just let me know whenever you need me.
Once you unlock mission 6-2-1, let's go through the door with the yellow frame into the exhibit room. Once you're here, turn toward the right. There's a big blue screen over here and researchers in front of it. Let's go talk to that researcher.
Hey, you! What's a scientist doing loafing around here?
You're just a doll made by the science department. Do not speak to me.
A doll? You're saying Soldier is a bunch of dolls? I can't let that slide, buddy.
I have nothing to say to a soldier battle drone.
Come on now. We protect Midgar and fight the good fight all around the world. Unlike some scientist reading his research notes at his desk all day, I make real contributions.
One question.
Huh?
Why are you here, exactly?
Zach, can you talk?
What's up?
Have you heard about those reports of the recent spike in monster sightings around Midgar and Calm?
Yeah, I've heard.
Apparently, those monsters were once held by the Shinra Science Department as study samples.
Seriously? So you're saying these monsters busted out of Shinra's cages?
You think they could? On their own? The Shinra building security system isn't that lax.
But then...
The company has decided to cover this up with a massive soldier deployment to eliminate the monsters. I'm sure you'll get the call soon too. But for now, keep this quiet.
Right, got it. Shinra monsters, huh? What's happening to this place?
Now that we've unlocked mission 2-1-6, let's head on out of the exhibit room just by going back through the door with the yellow frame. And now we can turn to our right and conveniently find a save point near us, and we're going to use that in order to go and do those missions we unlocked. So let's start with mission 2-1-5, Highway Closed. Let's start by running forward, hugging the left side wall as we go through here. If you don't do it too closely, you might have to fight these enemies, but they go down with one Hellfire. Let's keep running around toward the side here, and you're going to see the bomb-like enemy floating in the back. There's a treasure chest on the left if you want to open it for a missile. Otherwise, we're going to run forward, and we're going to take out these enemies using our Hellfire. So pretty simple, just a couple casts and they're all gone, and we are rewarded with a Spirit Up materia. After that, we're going to go back into the mission menu and we're going to choose mission 2-1-6, Truth in the Wasteland. This time our enemy is pretty far away. I'm not taking too much care to avoid the fights just because I know that Hellfire takes everything down really fast and we get our MP back after finishing the enemies with no damage. So it's pretty easy just to run through here, avoid fights if you want to. Otherwise, we're just going to head on over here and get into another fight, and we're just going to spam some Hellfire and take all these guys out without any issue whatsoever. We get an ice ring as our reward, and that mission is accomplished. Once we're back outside, we are notified that because we completed mission 2-1-6, we should go report to that researcher we talked to earlier. We'll do that in just a little bit. First, we're going to go over into mission 5-1-4, experiment number 104. And for this one, we have to fight Bahamut Fury again. I'm going to start just by spamming some Hellfire toward him. His Extra Flare limit will remove all of our MP and AP, so I might as well just burn through that as quickly as possible. Unfortunately, I was a little bit far away, so those Hellfire didn't hit, but I was able to hit him with an aerial drain, and that not only brought him down to 75% of his ability power, but it also healed us for whatever we were missing at that point. We do get this little cutscene, and I basically take this Extra Flare right to the face without any protection on me at all. And you can see that, like I said, it does take away our MP and AP, but that's just fine. If you really wanted to, you could use something like an Ether or a Soma or something, but it doesn't honestly matter that much. I'm just going to hit him a few times and wait for a limit break to pop up in the DMW, and then I'm going to get a little bit of MP and AP back. Just make sure that you're trying to block his attacks when he does his normal physical attack, and then we're just going to just stay up in his face and hit him. I do get a level 5 Octaslash to show up, so I'll just use that, and then that's going to take out the remaining about quarter or so of his health. Well, there you have it. We defeated him. Wasn't too difficult at all. And as he fades away, then we will get our reward for this fight, which is the Drain Materia. So not very useful. We're really not going to be using that, but we gotta complete this mission anyway, and we might as well take the Materia as a reward. Let's go back into the mission list and take on another easy one. We're going to scroll down to mission 6-2-1, Slum Development Plan 1. This is only a 2-star ranked mission, so it's very fast. We can burn through it with Hellfire really fast. So just run forward. You want to kind of keep around toward the right-hand side as it curves around. We can take out these lesser enemies with just a little bit of Hellfire or some physical attacks. Like I said, it's a 2-star mission, so it's not very difficult at all. We continue going around toward the right-hand side, and then we have to go kind of straight and then over toward the left here. As we snake around this path, we'll get into another fight, taking him out with a Hellfire, and then we're going to go around the corner and take on the final enemy that we need to defeat here. So let's take all these guys out, and then we'll see that our last opponent is waiting for us around the corner. We're just going to Hellfire him into submission, and that battle is over. As a reward, we get a fat chocobo feather, and these are actually very useful, but we'll be using them a little bit later on. We get the Sector 8 Materia shop address added, so we have a new shop available to us. So let's go down, and we're going to get mission 6-2-2, Slum Development Plan 2. This is a 3-star ranked mission. Starting off, all we have to do is run over toward the right side. There's going to be the big hole in the wall. We just have to run through that, and our opponent is waiting for us over there. These enemies are super fast to take out using Hellfire, so use that to your heart's content as you melt your opponents all the way to the final one.
Activating combat mode.
Here we go again. Just hit them with a little bit of magic and some physical attacks if you stop them, and they're gone without a problem at all. And now we're going to get our reward, which is 2 hero drinks, another very important item for later. Let's go into the next mission. It's mission 6-2-3. This one's called Mako Excavation Site, another 3-star ranked mission. We'll begin by going forward and then hugging the left-hand side as we go around, and then we're going to take this corner a little bit wide, but not quite wide enough. We do have to fight some of these enemies, but they go down really fast for us as well. Let's keep going over toward the left. You can see that there's a treasure chest up ahead, so we're just going to jump over there and grab this one real quick. It contains an elixir. Now we're going to run forward, and we're going to stick over toward the right-hand side, running over this bridge. I usually get into a fight coming across here, but I can just use Hellfire to get rid of these enemies, and then we're going to move on. At this point, I did grow to level 27, so hopefully you're right around there as well. Let's keep going around the path toward the right and then turn toward the left when we get to the end, just kind of zigzagging back and forth. We'll see these bugs, and they are a bit of a problem if you let them get close to you, so keep your distance, use Hellfire and take them out. That mission is done, and we get a couple lunar harps, another good upgrade material for later on. At this point, we get some bonus rewards in the form of the Sector 5 Materia Shop opening up, and if we go back into the mission menu, we get 30 magic stones for completing 35% of all of the missions. Now we're going to go down to mission 6-2-4, ingredient for Soma. Let's go forward, and then we have to go over toward the left-hand side. Just follow the path around. The enemy is pretty easy to find. If you do get into these fights, just remember that Hellfire is your friend and can take out these enemies that are weak to fire. Let's keep going around toward the left-hand side, and you can see the enemy flapping over there. We just have to run down there and engage combat with them. Feel free to grab the treasure chest on the left for a free Soma, and then we can fight the enemies, which are all weak to Hellfire. So take them out with a couple casts, and that battle is over. We completed the mission, and we get 20 elixirs, which are really nice for us. So with that in mind, we're now going to go back out into the main area, and we're going to go into our next mission, which is mission 6-2-5. This one's called Making Phoenix Down. Starting off, we're just going to turn a little bit toward the right and then run over toward where the enemy is. You can see on the compass at the top where to go. These enemies are going to be weak against Firaga as well, so just keep your distance because they can do some big damage to you, but we're going to hit these Death Claws with a couple of Hellfiragas and they're gone. And without taking any damage, we completed the mission and got the Docs code as an accessory. Now let's go to mission 6-2-6. This one is called Underground City. Let's move forward, and then we're going to stick a little bit toward the left-hand side when we get down toward the end. A couple more Death Claws, we know what to do with them because we just defeated them in the last mission. A couple of Firagas will take them out. The treasure chest on the right side contains a power wrist. Now turn left at the end of the hallway and then just continue running forward toward the big shiny crystal. Now we're going to get into a fight with some more Death Claws, but we're just going to hit them with Hellfiragas again and take them down. Once they're out of the way, turn left, and then we're going to turn immediately toward the right and follow this path around. We're going to grab the treasure chest on the right-hand side. This contains a MP up plus materia, and the enemy is waiting for us just up ahead. So we're just going to hit them with some of those Hellfiragas, taking out the Death Claw, and the Gargoyle is stopped. And we are able to attack them either normally with our physical attacks or hit them with some more Hellfiragas to take them all out. Now that that battle is done, we get our reward, which is 2 lunar harps, and we accomplish that mission. That's actually the last mission that we're going to do for now. So once that's done and we're outside, we get access to the Sector 6 accessory shop. We get a new mail from Shop News and a new mission unlock that we'll do later. Let's go back into the exhibit room, and then we're going to turn toward the right and go talk to the researcher over by the big blue screen.
Why do you and Soldier risk your lives in battle? Were I in your position, I would find it unbearable to have to fight for Shinra.
Well, being at the beck and call of the company can get tiresome at times.
The Cetra. Have you ever heard this term?
Cetra? Never heard of it.
The Cetra will return to the Promised Land. A land that promises supreme happiness. It is said that the Promised Land is fertile with an overabundance of Mako energy. If we seize the Promised Land, we would have all the energy we need without Mako reactors. The Cetra are thought to know the exact location of this wondrous Promised Land.
Oh, come on. Sounds like a fairy tale.
The science department has invested vast amounts of money to study this fairy tale, even at the risk of making the most inhuman of sacrifices.
I'm not getting you, Doc. What exactly are you talking about?
My point is only this. Shinra deserves to perish.
We've been looking for you. I've come here to take you into custody.
What's going on?
This man has been releasing test monsters from Professor Hojo's laboratory with the intention of having them attack Midgar.
What?
Truly, the research conducted by the science department is tantamount to sacrilege. We must atone for our sins. That is all.
That doesn't make sense! To atone for our sins, Midgar has to burn?
We had even sacrificed Ifalna, the last surviving Cetra, to atone for that. Destroying a city like Midgar is a bargain.
He was the #2 guy in the science department, after Professor Hojo. He was always a well-respected member of the science department. So why?
We did get some Mythril tools as a reward for completing all of that. Okay, let's turn and we're going to head through the door with that yellow border that will take us back out into the entrance area. We are going to continue on and do some more side content stuff at this point. Go ahead, save the game if you want to before doing that, and then we're going to run outside the doors and into the Sector 8 fountain area. Let's turn toward the right, and then we're going to run past all of the fan club ladies here. We're going to continue along the path as it goes back and forth, right and left, and then when you get to the end, turn toward the left and you'll find this reporter next to the lamppost. Let's talk to him.
Huh? Oh, you're not the Shinra army. I'm trying to hide from the Shinra people right now. Go away or they'll get suspicious. Huh? What the? You're a soldier? Please let me go. I'm not a bad person. I'm just a simple reporter.
I guess you don't look like a bad guy.
It is very important that you choose to let him go.
Thank you. I really owe you one.
So what's your deal?
Who I am isn't important. I'm just a journalist, trying to uncover dark truths about the Shinra Company. Our readers are always seeking the truth. My mission in life is to find it for them. Can you give me your contact info? It's not much of a thank you, but I'll send my articles to you, free of charge.
Make sure you don't get Shinra too riled up, okay?
Thank you for the warning.
Because we let him go, we get a new mail from Reporter, so if we had turned him in, we would not have been able to get a couple trophies and the platinum because of that. So very important that you let him go there. Now we're just going to run back toward the fountain area. We're going to go straight through, and we're going to head into Loveless Avenue, where there's a few more things that we need to do. Let's start by running straight forward all the way past the Goblin's Bar, and we're going to talk to the fan club lady right here.
We at the study group compiled Genesis's interpretations of the final act of Loveless into a book. The book is now a bestseller, and the royalties are pouring in. I'm sure that Genesis was watching over us from above. Red Leather, on the other hand, failed in their merchandise push and are now deeply in the red. It's as it should be. Now, it will be the study group that becomes the true official fan club. Oh, there's new mail.
We got a new mail from Study Group. Now let's turn and we're going to run back toward the fountain, but before you get there, stop and talk to the soldier in the middle of the road.
What are you doing here? Something up?
Zach, have you been made aware? As of late, Wutai remnants are trying to form an anti-Shinra organization.
The Wutai?
Yes. It's evidently being spearheaded by their Special Operations Force, the so-called Crescent Unit. Their scout units are now posing as civilians and are acting as spies.
Crescent Unit. Oh, those guys.
There are a total of 6 confirmed spies. They are lurking somewhere here in Midgar. We're following all the leads that have come in, but we still haven't managed to locate them.
I'll help you look for them.
We appreciate the help. Now, let's split up and search. Here's the intel on spy number 1. We know that he's hiding somewhere within Sector 8. If you find anyone suspicious there, please detain him. The Wutai are masters of disguise. Don't be fooled by appearances.
We get a trophy if we can find all 6 of the Wutai spies disguised as civilians walking around here. So what we want to do is to start by turning back toward the Goblin's Bar and then turn left at the intersection. You'll find a man walking around here, and when you go talk to him 3 times, you'll see that he's actually a Wutai spy.
You're with Soldier? Nothing to see here. I'm a civilian, and I'm very busy. Please don't talk to me. What is it? I told you before not to talk to me. Damn, I'm blown.
This is Zach. I found a Wutai spy. I'm on you.
Stop right there. There's nowhere left to run. Zach, excellent work. The Wutai spy we caught is already being interrogated. If we get any further intel on the remnants, I'm sure there'll be a follow-up mission for us to go on. Here's the intel on spy number 2. This one got a hold of a Shinra army uniform and had infiltrated the Shinra building. We've been searching for him all over Sector 8, but there's no sign of him. Because his cover's been blown, I doubt he would go back to the Shinra building, but...
Every time that we catch one of those Wutai spies, we also unlock a mission. Let's head back and go into the fountain area. From here, we're going to turn left and then go up the big staircase. We get a new mail from Shinra News as we run through here, and now we're going to run all the way over to the Sector 1 station platform. Let's continue just going straight ahead, and then we're going to go into the slums.
Angeal? Where have you been?
Sorry. I've been a little busy.
Yeah, great. Can't reach Sephiroth either.
What's going on?
Nothing. He's just cooped up in the data room, looking into stuff in the past or something.
I see.
Whoa! You're taking off? What did you come here for?
Genesis and Hollander are in Modeoheim now.
Oh. You're reporting. So you're still... working?
I'm still a soldier member in spirit. I've informed Lazar. They'll pick you up.
After that unexpected Angeal cutscene, we'll run around this market area until we find a man dressed in a Shinra trooper uniform, and we'll talk to him 3 times.
You? Oh, no, never mind. I'm just a Shinra trooper on patrol. All clear. Soldier, sir.
This guy. What does he want from me? As if you people haven't taken enough things from me and my homeland already.
This is Zach. I found a Wutai spy. I'm on you!
We found you! At last! Zach, excellent work. The Wutai spy we caught is already being interrogated. If we get any further intel on the remnants, I'm sure there'll be a follow-up mission for us to go on. Here's the intel on spy number 3. This spy managed to infiltrate the soldier floor and take classified Shinra information. Judging from this brazen action, it's possible he's posing as an employee or associate.
With 2 spies caught, we unlock mission 4-3-2. Now we have to head back to the Shinra building. So start by going to the platform and then running straight ahead, and that will take you back toward the fountain area. Now run forward and then go down the nearby staircase. And then we just have to run forward past the fountain, and then that will take us into the Shinra building. This guy is considered to be one of the tougher ones to find, but I'll show you the quick way to get him to show up. We actually have to go up the right-hand staircase. If you go up the left side, this doesn't work. Once you're at the top, you'll see that there are 2 doors, and normally we would just take those elevators up to a different floor, but we have to watch out for the door on the right because our Wutai spy will come out of here. To get him to show up, what we're going to do is go over by this other door here, and we're just going to stand here and wait, and he should pop out no problem. So once you've got him to spawn, go over and talk to him 3 times.
Not again. Got up on the wrong floor. I have to say, Shinra has built one convoluted building. I mean, come on. 2 elevators for a building this size is complete madness. I am ashamed to say that I have no sense of direction. I get lost trying to go anywhere. There's nothing suspicious about me. Stop leering at me like that. I'll say it again. What? I've been blown!
This is Zach. I found a Wutai spy. I'm on you!
Zach, excellent work. The Wutai spy we caught is already being interrogated. If we get any further intel on the remnants, I'm sure there'll be a follow-up mission for us to go on. Here's the intel on spy number 4. This next spy, according to reports, is possibly disguised and posing as a woman. They say that this one really has an appetite for money, but that's not an awful lot to go on.
Okay, what we want to do is to head on back out into the streets. Now we're going to run forward past the fountain and we're going to go back up the stairs. But we're not going to go to the platform again. Instead, there's a woman right near the top of the stairs that we want to talk to 3 times.
I don't know. The face is a 3. The rest is up to what's in his wallet. What are you? Another pickup artist? Soldier, huh? I wish he'd just go away. What do you want, soldier man? Damn, I'm blown.
This is Zach. I found a Wutai spy. Stop!
Zach, excellent work. The Wutai spy we caught is already being interrogated. If we get any further intel on the remnants, I'm sure there'll be a follow-up mission for us to go on. Here's the intel on spy number 5. Intel says this particular spy is not from Wutai, so we surmise that it's just someone with a grudge against the company. There's reports that he is somehow tied to our space development program.
This one's really easy to get to. Just turn and then you have to run past the fountain over into the Shinra building. Once you're in there, go through either of the yellow bordered doors and go into the exhibit room. From here, you just want to go in front of this giant space rocket, and you'll see that there's a man standing here admiring it. Talk to him 3 times.
Sid has supposedly begun training already, but really, it should be me in there. Shinra took away my dreams of going to space. And that, I do not forgive. You're saying I have a grudge against Shinra? Yeah, I do. What of it? Damn, I'm blown!
This is Zach. I found a Wutai spy. Hey, stop!
Zach, excellent work. The Wutai spy we caught is already being interrogated. If we get any further intel on the remnants, I'm sure there'll be a follow-up mission for us to go on. Here's the intel on spy number 6. This last spy has a grudge against a soldier operative who fought heroically in Wutai. Most likely, this operative is you, Zach. That's all the intel we have right now, I'm afraid. If he's evaded our network for this long, this one may be a true professional.
Alright, let's leave the exhibit room. We have to go all the way back to the Slums area, and we're going to go all the way to the park section of it. So let's go ahead and leave the Shinra building, going back out into the streets. We're going to run past the fountain, all the way up the stairs, and then continue on into the Sector 1 platform. Continue running straight ahead until you get back to the market area. Now we're going to run around and we're going to go out the big doors that will take us into the streets section of the Sector 5 slums. Turn toward the right and then just run straight ahead. You want to go through the big hole in the wall that takes you into the park. When you're inside, find the kid with the camouflage baseball cap and talk to him 3 times.
I am a proud Wutai trooper. I eat soldier and Shinra troopers for breakfast. What? I'm a proud, brave Wutai trooper. Scared now? What is it, mister? I'm blown!
This is Zach. I found a Wutai spy. It's just a kid.
Zach, excellent work. The Wutai spy we caught is already being interrogated. If we get any further intel on the remnants, I'm sure there'll be a follow-up mission for us to go on. Zach, thanks to you, we managed to catch every one of the Wutai spies. You have our gratitude. Now, all that's left is to take down the Remnants HQ.
And with that, we get the walnut wood item for a trophy later on, and we also get the Wutai's Nemesis trophy, and we got our 6th mission unlocked. Before we leave, there is some that we need to talk to around here. I'm just talking to these kids because it's kind of funny. They have no idea where their friend went or that they were actually an adult and a soldier from Wutai. So what you want to do ultimately is to run around the big slide structure, and you're going to find one of Sephiroth's fan club members over here.
You're really lucky. I'm a member of the premier hardcore Sephiroth fan club, the Silver Elite.
Sephiroth's premier fan club?
Our fan club is the stuff of legend. Only a select few are chosen to be members. We only recruit twice a year. You should consider it a miracle that you got this chance.
Huh.
All right. Now let's begin the entrance exam.
Hey, wait a minute. I never said that I wanted to join.
Question 1. What is the name of Sephiroth's beloved sword?
You're not listening.
Hurry up and answer. You're running out of time.
The name of Sephiroth's sword is Masamune.
Correct. Question 2. What is Sephiroth's ultimate attack?
His ultimate attack is Supernova.
Correct. Question 3. Which is Sephiroth's dominant hand?
Sephiroth's dominant hand is his left hand.
Correct. Well done. You are now a chosen member of the Silver Elite fan club. Oh, your first mail.
We get a new mail from Silver Elite by joining that fan club, and now we're done with the side content. So let's head on back into the street section. We're going to run all the way straight past the market, and we're actually going to go into the church area. So let's start running all the way over here. When we get close, we do get a new mail, and then we're going to go into the church entrance.
Zach,
I need you in Modeoheim.
I know. Just give me a minute.
Aerith isn't there. Problem?
And how is it you know Aerith?
It's complicated.
Really?
Did she tell you anything?
Not a thing.
Then I won't either.
Well, whatever, I guess. Whatever. Well, that's a fine how do you do. Song! Hey guys!
No signal out here.
Well, at least we're all in one piece. We'll be all right.
Thankfully, we have someone used to this kind of terrain.
Yeah, I'm a country boy.
All right then. We would have reached Modeoheim by now if we hadn't crashed. So, we're going to need to make up for lost time.
All right. Follow me then.
After that expertly animated helicopter crash scene and the passable following scene, we find ourselves in the Modeoheim region. I'm just going to save the game real quick, coming in at a time of 8 hours and 45 minutes. All we have to do for this next part is to run along the path. It's pretty linear. You just have to kind of go around. There are fights that you can get into around here. You can skip most of them just by running along the edges. If you do get into a fight, a little bit of Hellfire Raga takes care of them pretty quickly. And we just have to continue on up the path, and we will automatically get a cutscene.
Yo! Don't fall too far behind. At least someone's keeping up.
Well, I'm a country boy too.
From where?
Nibelheim. How about you?
Me? Gungaga. Hey, what's so funny about that? You know Gungaga?
No, but it's such a backwater name.
Ditto Nibelheim.
Like you've been there.
I haven't, but there's a reactor there, right? A Mako reactor outside Midgar usually means
Nothing else out there.
Good news, Song. Me and
Cloud.
Me and Cloud here are both backwater experts. Oh yeah!
Good. Carry on then.
Cloud has been added to our DMW along with his limit break meteor shots. Not only that, but we also have heightened emotions towards Cloud, so it's more likely that we'll be able to use that limit break in the following fights. All we have to do now is to continue running along the path. Again, very linear, just kind of go through this section, and when you get to the top, then you'll have another cutscene.
Guess I'll wait.
Hey, Zach?
Hmm?
So, Soldier. What's it like?
Huh? I'm not getting the question. Well, you'll know once you join up.
If I can join.
Don't worry. If I can do it, you can. Cloud, look. It's Genesis.
That's a Mako excavation test site.
Okay, I'll check it out.
Our main mission here is reconnaissance. Engaging Genesis was not expected.
Not expected, so just let them be? Unreal.
In any case, we need more intel. It's possible that a larger force is hiding inside the building.
How's this then? I go first, avoiding combat if possible and sneak inside. Then, I take a look around. If I can take them, I will. If not, I'll bolt. Come on, man. I'll prove that Soldier isn't just a bunch of mindless thugs.
All right. The entrance is behind that warehouse. Make your way in from there.
Gotcha!
I'm sure you know, but it'll be cold. Mind your body temperature. If you stop moving, your body temp will go down. To get it back up, just do your usual thing.
Oh, that! Good idea.
Now all we have to do is head down the path. If you get into a fight, just Hellfire Raga them out of the way. There is a save point right at the bottom, so even if you take damage or expend some resources, it doesn't really matter. Let's keep going down the path, and we will use the save point at the bottom because we have a mini game up ahead that's pretty short, but if we do it properly, then we will get a trophy. So once you've got the game saved, now we're going to turn and run to the edge of this wall. We'll choose to confirm tactics and infiltrate. We get a quick overview of the area. There are 3 guards that are walking around and we cannot be seen by them. There are also treasure chests scattered around. Our goal is to get past all 3 of these guards without being spotted, and we do that by hiding in certain safe areas behind objects. We just have to hold down L1 to crouch down in those safe areas and we'll be fine. We don't need to worry about our body temperature. This goes fast. We immediately dash forward and then hold L1 inside the safe spot, which is in this blue section on the ground. The guard will walk past us, and then we're going to stand up, run around, and grab this treasure chest. Now we're going to run back and hide behind that same safe spot. We're going to let this guard walk away from us, and he's going to get kind of over by those other boxes in the back. At that point, we're going to stand up and run over to the other safe spot, grabbing the treasure next to it, and then hiding out here. So we're just going to hold L1 to hide out. He's going to turn and start walking away. Now another guard comes out from around the corner. We need to wait for that new guard to come walking toward us, and we want him to get past our little barrier that we're waiting behind. So once he gets kind of over here, he's going to look away, and then we can stand up and run around the corner of the building. We'll grab the treasure chest over against the far wall, and now we can run straight to the side and grab the treasure chest that's down in the lower part here. We don't have to worry about being seen anymore. We just have to move fast to grab that treasure chest and another one at the top of this area. When that's done, we just run down the ramp and into the next area, and we will get the Master Infiltrator trophy at the same time. Now that we're inside the facility, we're going to take a little detour by heading left. We're going to run around all the way down toward the bottom part of this area, and by doing so, we're going to get an item at the bottom that we can't get if we go the other direction. So let's run all the way to the bottom of this section. It is a little bit out of the way, and it takes a little bit of time, but I think that it's worth it. So we pick up this item, and it's going to contain an X potion to completely refill our health in battle. There's a couple little G attacker guys, but they go down real quick to a Hellfire Raga. Take them out, and then we're going to move on. Now it looks like you need to go this way, but you don't. You in fact need to go all the way back up to the top. This is probably the longest detour for one treasure chest in the game. Now we're going to go all the way back up to the top, taking out these enemies with some Hellfire Ragas along the way, and then we're going to keep going all the way to the top, and then we will go over toward the other side, the direction that we did not head at the beginning. So this is the very first area where we entered. We're just going to take out these guys, and then we'll keep going straight to the other side. Now we're going to start heading down this ramp and just keep going around the side here. There is a save point over here if you want to save it, because we do have a little bit of a boss fight and some other fights up ahead. So save it if you want to, or just refill your health here. And then we're going to go through the little metal grate here into the next area.
What's the meaning of this? You need me, Genesis. Remember that. If you get rid of me, who's going to stop the degradation?
The Genova cells.
Stop! Cloud, good work!
But nobody knows where the Genova cells are being kept. Not even Hojo knows. You'll never find it.
Then I shall willingly accept my fate. But I'll take the world with me.
Cloud, go!
Activating combat mode.
The fight against Genesis is very easy. One Hellfire Raga will completely drain his ability gauge, so just keep spamming those Hellfire Ragas and he'll go down without much of a fight at all.
Conflict resolved.
Dreams of the morrow hath the shattered soul. Pride is lost, wings stripped away. The end is nigh. Such is the fate of a monster.
We're not monsters, you hear me? We're soldier. Where's your honor?
Even if the morrow is barren of promises, nothing shall forestall my return. If this world seeks my destruction, it goes with me.
Genesis.
Genesis has been added to the DMW along with his limit break Apocalypse, but it's not quite as simple as the other characters' limit breaks. It's actually more like the Kate Sith or the Chocobo limit breaks, because you will actually enter Genesis mode on the DMW, and then if you get Genesis to line up, then you will be able to unleash his limit break. So a little bit different, but not too terribly difficult. You'll definitely get it through the course of the playthrough, though.
Song? Cloud? Where are they? What is that hole? Did they go in?
The rest of this chapter is super easy. We're just going to run straight ahead and into this ice cave looking thing. Now we're just going to go straight ahead. There are a couple of fights that you'll get into unless you run the edges here. As we go forward, we do get a new mail from Consul, and we're going to take out these enemies along the way. When you get toward the bottom of this little hill, or where the shacks are, that's where you want to turn over toward the right-hand side, and you're going to go down the hill a little bit further. There is a treasure chest on the left, and we do get another mail when we get down here. It's from Lazard. So once that treasure chest is open and we got the Blizzara, let's go into our mail, and we're going to look at all the mail that we've collected so far. So we have Consul's Sephiroth's whereabouts, Shop News, the best shop in the world, Shop News, a shop with a long tradition, Shop News, your favorite accessories, Reporter, the truth about Soldier, Study Group, Mystery of the Final Act, Shinra News, Analysis of the Midgar Attacks, Silver Elite, The Scent of Silver Winds, Luxair, from Luxair, Consul, Snowy Village, Lazard, Shinra Shadows. If you've got all those, then you've collected all of the various mails throughout Chapter 5. We're going to keep going by going into the bathhouse entrance. We're going to start by just running straight ahead and then over toward the left-hand side. There's going to be a treasure chest over here. We can open that up, and we're going to grab an ether. Now what you want to do is to head on over toward the other side of this lower area. There's going to be another treasure chest in the opposite corner. The enemies around here, they go down really easy, so take them out, and then we're going to continue on and grab that treasure chest over here. If we open it up, you'll see that it contains a Soma. Now go up the ramp again, and toward the left this time, we're going to grab the treasure chest in that back corner. We can open it up to find that it contains a high potion. Now run across this opening, and we're going to start heading down this hallway on the opposite side. And now we can go into the bathhouse.
Activating combat mode.
This A Griffin is very weak to fire, so a couple Hellfire Agas will take him down.
Angeal monsters. Does that mean he's here?
You saw the treasure chest in that cutscene, so turn left and then pick it up. It contains an ether. Now we just have to take a few steps forward, fighting off a couple of these A hounds, and then we're going to turn toward the left and we're going to go up the stairs. And when we get to the top, we'll find Cloud waiting for us.
Hey! Cloud, come on.
I'm okay.
Zong! Zong!
Up ahead. You have to catch Hollander. Angeal is waiting for you.
We now have heightened emotions for both Cloud and Sung, so they're more likely to appear in the DMW. We'll go through the nearby door right next to where Sung is lying, and that takes us into the boiler room area. We're going to head down the stairs and then turn toward the right. We just have to run straight all the way down toward the other end. If you get into a fight, just Hellfire Raga your way right through that, and then keep going. You do not need to turn toward the side or anything. You can really just keep going straight forward. And now we're going to go back up the stairs. If you look left, you'll see that the path is broken and there's a device nearby. There's a slot for something, but we don't have it, and we also don't need it. We instead have to go outside, using the save point if you want to, but otherwise we're just going to head right up the ramp that's composed of the large pipes outside. So once we climb up here, we'll turn toward the right and then go back inside, and that will take us into a new area, the second floor hall. All we have to do for here is to turn right and then run around the corner, and we'll get a cutscene when we move into this space.
It should have been me. I should have dealt with Genesis.
Yeah. Then why'd you send me?
To prepare you for your next fight.
Have you lost it? Stop it!
Someone's waiting for you, no?
Angeal, don't do this.
Very good, Angeal. It is time to exact vengeance for our family's suffering.
Family?
No! My father is dead!
Fine. Then do it for your mother.
My mother's shame made her take her own life.
Shame. How terribly misguided. She should have been proud. Proud that she was the namesake of our experiment. Project G. Or should I say, Project Jillian?
Don't say her name.
Jillian, the woman implanted with Genova cells. Genesis, who had her genes mapped onto him during the fetal stage. Yes, Genesis was a failure. I'll admit it. But you, Angeal, you were actually bred inside Jillian's body. You are perfection.
Zack, I am perfect. A perfect monster. My cells can absorb genetic traits and pass them along to others.
A two-way conduit. Genova's power has passed on to you completely.
Zack, do you remember what I said about our enemy being all that creates suffering?
Yeah, but you're not one of them.
But I created my own suffering. Zack, let me show you.
Stop it! You don't know what you're doing! Damn! At least one sample!
Angeal!
Angeal. What happened to honor?
Activating combat mode.
At this point, it really shouldn't be a surprise to you that I'm going to recommend using Hellfire Raga against him. He is weak to both fire and ice, and just a couple Hellfire Ragas can completely break down his ability meter. I also happen to get Genesis to line up on the DMW, so let's go ahead and use his Apocalypse Limit Break.
Show me the true power of Soldier. Mind your own business.
Honestly, that was a little underwhelming. But all we have to do now is to get a little bit more MP by using an ether, and then just keep spamming that Hellfire Raga, and he'll go down without much of a fight.
Conflict resolved.
Zack, you have my thanks. This is for you. Protect your honor. Always. Embrace your dreams. If you want to be a hero, you need to have dreams and honor.
Hey, Zack? The sky is closer in the city above, right? Kinda scary. But the flowers might like it. Maybe.
So you want to be in Soldier? Hang in there. So, is everybody here now?
Sir!
You're all rookies, right?
Sir! Yes, sir!
One piece of advice. No. An order. Embrace your dreams. And, whatever happens, protect your soldier honor. Got it?
Sir!
We're all coming back here alive. You hear me? Let's go.
That concludes Chapter 5, as well as all of the side and missable content. In the next part, we're going to learn more about the Buster Sword that we just inherited. At this point, we get the story-related trophy called Protect Your Soldier Honor for completing Chapter 5. We're also prompted to save the game, so let's go ahead and do that. As always, I recommend creating a new save at the beginning of the chapter that we won't override, just in case you got to go back or you missed something by accident, and we do come in at a time of 9 hours and 13 minutes. In the next part, we're going to do the fairly short Chapter 6, but there's some good content there, and I'm also going to show you how to break the damage limit and do more than 9,999 damage to an enemy. So you're not going to want to miss that. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to hit that like button and also subscribe so that you can see the rest of the series. I'll see you very soon for part 6. Until then, thanks for watching and have a good day.